Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Paul Kiesel. I am a proud consumer attorney here in California. I've been practicing law for 38 years. Juul e-cigarette litigation. I was the lead counsel in the Juul e-cigarette litigation in California. The coordinated proceeding, I was co-lead counsel along with another attorney. And as far as the use of LiquidText is concerned, everyone in my firm has an iPad. Every one of my attorneys have an iPad, and every one of my attorneys not just get an iPad, but they get LiquidText that comes along with this iPad. Because in order for them to have the most effective use of services at my office, we all need to have LiquidText available. So I can use it, and I can send the document to someone else with all my annotations, and they can use it. It's a critical product for every one of my attorneys here at the firm. Jeff and I are amazing supporters and lovers of LiquidText. I use it every day. I import every document into LiquidText. Jeffrey?
Yeah, I mean, I think my main contribution at the firm was introducing Paul to the LiquidText app to begin with. So I will take credit for that. I do consumer class actions all over the country, and I've been practicing law for decades and have also seen the way that the practice of law has changed in terms of the technology and being able to use and mark up PDFs and documents. It's part of our daily existence, and LiquidText just makes it so much easier to do that.
It's important, Sean, for me to kind of discuss what my iteration was to get to LiquidText, because I started with iAnnotate. And iAnnotate was a PDF-based program that would allow you to highlight and make some notes on the side of the page. It was a very rudimentary annotation program. And then PDF Expert came into the field, and I got rid of iAnnotate and I started using PDF Expert to do the exact same thing. And when Jeff said, hey, there's this product called LiquidText that might really fill the bill for you, it did, it has, and I haven't looked back.
Okay, very good. So is there anything specific? I know that you're both users now, but is there anything specific within your practice of law that makes LiquidText really, I guess, an advantage to you?
Yeah, I mean, I would look, I travel cross country to go to federal court in Tennessee on Monday, and my assistant knows to put all of the documents that I need into a folder on OneDrive. I then bring those into LiquidText. So I have the complaint, I had the court's order setting the conference, I had the joint report that we put in there, I had the motion to dismiss order that Her Honor had put, I had grabbed her local rules and put that also, and it was all in one file folder in LiquidText, had those documents opened up, was able to annotate them, easily cross-reference, click on them, make notes, and have arrows to where those documents were. So for me, anytime that I have a court appearance or I'm working with multiple documents, that's where the product really shines to my mind.
And is there any features that really stand out to you that really brought you to LiquidText?
The main feature that brought me to LiquidText is the ability to bring in a number of different documents, have them in one place on the iPad or your device, and being able to then highlight, review, make notes on the side, and draw arrows. So let's just say you were looking at, I don't know, you had cases open as well as your outline, as well as your brief and whatever else, and you wanted to remember what the standard was. You could put standard and then have an arrow to the case that explains what the standard is, have the same arrow going to your brief, and then just click. And the fact that it instantly will open to that portion of it, it's something of a revelation until you use it. And then once you use it, you never want to go back to not using it.
So one of the features I like most that has already been there a couple of years now is the ability to take text out of a document and block and move it to the margin so I can have it on the side screen. So that way I don't have to, because I always had to actually annotate, handwrite every single reference and then draw arrows to what it was I was referring to. Now the ability to take text and block it and move it out automatically created a link to where it is in the document. So I don't need arrows anymore because the link is already created. And it's great because it saves me time, not having to write down what it was I think is important. I can pull the text out that's critical and move it to the margin and go back to it in the future. Just look at the marginalia and not the entire document itself.
Okay, very good, very good. Jeffrey, did you use something before LiquidText, before you came to it?
I used similar products like Paul is referring to, but again, once you use just a simple annotation product to look at a PDF, and then you go to LiquidText, you basically never go back because of the things that you're able to do in LiquidText that you can't use in a simple annotation product. And that's what makes it so convenient to use.
It's very scalable. So it can be a 1-page document or it could be a 5,000-page document. Once it's here, I can use it. This is the Jewel folder. And these are the different documents that have come in on the Jewel litigation. And I have the check mark showing whether I've reviewed it or not. And as you can see, the National Settlement Agreement and both of the National Settlement Agreements I apparently have not reviewed, though they have a 1 next to them, which means I might have imported them twice and I've already reviewed them and I need to delete. If I pull this one up, you can see how I'm using it. So this is back, the date of this one was 2020. So you've got all my notes here. This is all my handwritten notes. And then of course, all of the tethers are here that just bring you to, and it's like a spaghetti mash of all the stuff. But this is a perfect example of my use. And then these are my notes to give you an idea of what it was I needed to focus on with regard to the hearing before the judge. I just use it in a very basic but an incredibly powerful way. But sophisticated users, I can see from videos, can use this a lot more deliberatively than I do in the future.
Once you use it, even the basic features that we use, the ability to open up a number of documents, the ability to have your notes on the right side, the ability to draw and make connections, just those simple tasks, and that's what it excels at. It makes you understand that the previous way that you would mark up PDFs doesn't make any sense, because all you're doing is literally highlighting something and then hoping that you can remember the connections you're making between the pile of documents either on your desk or in a different annotation program. And that's really the strength. So as I said, once you first try LiquidText and even the basic features of it, you get hooked because it's a different way of looking at a bunch of PDFs. I don't know.
To my practice, it's probably saved my firm hundreds of thousands of dollars in just terms of physical labor and costs connected to documents themselves. So, right, the fact that you're paperless means nothing. It just means that you need to get access to the materials that you're working on. So because LiquidText has a search feature, I can have 10,000 documents in LiquidText, but find those documents when I need them by using the search tool to actually find what it is I have here, right? Because it's great to be paperless, but then you have to have access to the materials that you're working on. And LiquidText has a built-in search engine that lets you find what you're looking for, which is as important as anything else. That's been very effective for me in the practice.
Yeah, me as well. I just used that exact feature when I was in Tennessee preparing for my hearing on Monday. I had those 8 or 10 documents open up. A question came to mind. I put in the search. You can either search the current document that you're in or all the documents that you have in that grouping. And it's just another fantastic feature. And so that's another aha moment for me, just in terms of another way of using it.
How do you collaborate within the office with LiquidText?
Well, honestly, it's the first thing I tell young associates who join the firm, that they really have to get on board and have an understanding of how it works, because what I like to do is be able to share my work, especially to help the younger lawyers understand how to prepare for a hearing, how to become a good litigator, and the thoroughness that's required. I just sent my notes to an attorney about my process for showing up for that hearing on Monday, and I'm going to sit down and talk with him about all the documents I looked at and what I did to prepare for that hearing. And the ability to share what you've marked up and what you've done, not just as a flattened PDF, but as so the person can actually see it, is important. And that's another way that we use it here.
Very good. Paul, can you add to that? How do you collaborate with that?
What I do, the reason why I make sure that every lawyer has LiquidText on their iPad is I want to be able to go through the annotations for me and then upload, potentially using AirDrop, but another feature, just download to them what I've read and what my annotations are. But it goes the other way. Let them do the work, let them annotate the document, then send back to me their work product. So it becomes a very seamless exchange of information, and I can have other people do the reviews, and then I have it on my iPad going forward.
Oh, very good. So Jeffrey recommended to you to use LiquidText. Have you recommended LiquidText to any of your colleagues outside of the office in the profession to use LiquidText?
Yeah, I think, well, I've done a series of, so by way of backgrounds, I think in 2015, the ABA did the 12 highest tech lawyers in America and put me on that list of the 12 highest tech lawyers in the United States. I've done a series of programs around the country on, I try cases. Jason, I try cases only with my iPad. So I do a paperless trial. I've had trials with 1 million documents, not pages, 1 million documents, and everything is paperless. Everything is using my iPad. So I've done a lot of programs for lawyers, how to try cases using your iPad in the courtroom. And I always identify LiquidText as one of my go-to products.
Do you ever tell them what they can expect when they pick up LiquidText?
I don't think so. I think ultimately everyone's got to have their own unique experience with it. I highly recommend that lawyers who have documents, whether they're paperless or not, if you have documents, you need to use LiquidText as a way to annotate, review, analyze, and argue. That's the only thing I tell people. But everyone's got their own use abilities and capabilities that I don't try to get into.
Do you have anything else you might want to add to lawyers actually reviewing this video later as to using LiquidText?
No, I would say this. This is a must-have product for my practice. I have to imagine it would be a must-have product for your practice. I would encourage you to try it out. There's no risk in trying it out, seeing how it works. And it's been a remarkable journey for me. I've been using it since beta 1, and I have no doubt it's going to continue to get better with time. I would urge lawyers who are watching this video to give this a try. You got nothing to lose.